So we're talking about local listings in the process here. And I think what you're asking about is this Google Sheet is that what you're asking about?
Yeah.
You know, so I created this Google Sheet a while back and it's got a ton of information in it. Just going to make a copy. And so the idea here is collect the information you need from your business. And then you work through each of the different websites to fill in and claim for your business. So the idea here is there are services that'll do this for you, but if you need to do it manually, this is how you do it manually. So if you're asking about why we're adding all these different sites, Anala?
Yeah, I mean, I have a reason if a business already has a lot of these, but they're kind of under a slightly wrong old name, or there's a couple phone numbers, you know what I mean? Like there's an extra address, things like that. That's really the basis of it.
Yeah, that's a good question. So it used to be, and it's to some degree it's still true, where Google here is confirming that the business's real name, address, and phone number are correct. One of the ways it does that is by you submitting and verifying it. Another way it does it is it corroborates the information across several reputable sources. Some of these are more reputable than others, but the more of these potentially that you have that's consistent with your what we call the NAP, the name, address, and phone number, the more confidence Google has that your listing is correct and the more likely it is to serve it in response to search engines. Would you add anything or amend that, Tricia, in any way?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it as far as Google does look at some other things out there, and as far as whether it trusts the business or not, and it can help as far as like the trust aspect. And then so I would say if you've got information out there that is incorrect, at that point I would first look at what type of place is it on. If it's incorrect and it's on like Google, Apple Maps, Bing, Better Business Bureau, some of those big ones, I would make sure that you get it updated. And you could do that manually. You could do it. One thing I like to do is you can do a search without like signing up. Bright Local has a thing where you can put your business in and like have it pull all that stuff together for you if unless you've already done it. And it can kind of go through and show you a list of, okay, which ones are the red ones that don't match, and then go through those and say, okay, do you need to then go in and update that? As far as local SEO, your Google business profile is your most important one.
Okay, that one is right. So
yeah.
And that's the one I highlighted in yellow because you should make sure that's since that's the most important one. Like even if you use a service to help you with this, don't let the service create that. That's one you should create manually the long way yourself.
Yeah. I like to tell businesses to not only don't let them create it, you should, as the business, create it and be the owner of that profile. But also, especially for small businesses, this is different if you've got lots of different locations. But if you've got one or maybe just 2 or 3 locations, I would not connect anything to it that sends it information. So like, let's say you have something connected and you're going to update, you've moved and you're going to update your address. And so you would input it into this other service to tell all these places to update it. I would not connect Google Business Profiles to that. I would do all that by hand personally, because you have less less risk of it getting suspended. There's when you make changes like that, there's always a suspension chance if you have any big changes like that, which it doesn't sound like you do on your Google business profile, but just like thinking about it in the future. I don't like connecting anything that could send Google information that could even be wrong as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
So with each of these URLs under the citations website, I tried to put, at least as far as I can keep up, the most accurate place to update or add information to that site. So for Dun & Bradstreet D&B, it's the register link. For Google My Business, create it here. These change a lot, so I can't say that this is completely up to date, but it should at least get you in the fun. I'd focus on the ones on the top, and then, hey, if you get some at the bottom, fine, but these probably matter a lot less than the ones on the top. These are in order of importance.
Yeah.
And I also, I even think the Better Business Bureau, personally, for me, I would even add that up higher towards the top. That's just my opinion, you know, and that has changed for me over time. I think that having that is important for Google, but then not only that, people going on to see that you're actually listed there. Not necessarily that you have a paid account with them. All these that we're talking about here are all the free accounts. You sign up for them because now you will get hounded by some of them to pay extra to sign up for and, you know, do more stuff with it. You can get so much more out of it. I'd say I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, some of these, and I should probably mark it. Some of these are very aggressive in their sales tactics.
Yeah. Yes.
Yelp is the worst of them.
I've heard that.
And it's important to be listed on Yelp, but it's not, they will try to sell you, and that is what you don't necessarily need.
Yeah.
You do not necessarily need a paid listing in the Better Business Bureau.
No.
If you have a reputation problem, you will need to buy the paid, because what happens is you cannot get an A+ unless you're a paid subscriber to the Better Business Bureau.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a scam, but it can help. And they will do stuff like mediate disputes. So they do provide a real service. It's just a little disingenuous to say, this is not an A+ business. Why? Because they did not pay us to become an A+.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think I updated this a couple of years ago, so it might be a little bit out of date, but this will be a good starting point. And it, as with a lot of things in the SEO process, just try to get as far as you can. You don't have to complete everything. Like, do a few, come back. Or like do one and then next week come back and do another. But, you know, the most important thing is just, you know, getting your Google My Business and then kind of working down the list and seeing if you can get, like, for instance, a lot of my clients already have a Facebook page, but it's not the Facebook page with an address.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to manage their Facebook campaign.
No.
So I don't,
Yeah.
I will opt out of that sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. But,
Yeah.
you know,
A lot
I'll
of
do
times-
Bing,
Go ahead.
because Bing is actually where Alexa gets her data.
Yeah.
So,
When I do my Google Business Profile audits, even though it's not really a part of the profile, I do a very short synopsis of citations. And if I see anything inconsistent in the top ones, I note it and I'm like, you need to get access to this if you don't have it, or go in and update it. So I do like, so that is one of the things when I work with clients for local SEO that I focus on.
okay. Does that help? And I'll give
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
the
That's,
direction.
yep. That does help.
So there's a little secret feature in this little worksheet, is if you fill out the information here as much as you can, then you go to this second tab it's going to create local schema for your business. And you can copy
Ah,
this little line into, oh, wait, this tool doesn't exist anymore. I need to update the spreadsheet. This tool doesn't exist,
Yeah,
but the validator does.
yeah.
There it is. Oh, you can get to it. So you can then copy the JSON, go to the schema markup validator, insert a code snippet, paste your code, run a test, and it'll tell you if you have valid schema or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you add that, because it's JSON, it's not a code that's visible. It's schema that Google can pick up. So nice way to add schema manually to a page. You'd have to do it in the footer or something like that. I'd also probably recommend you make sure that the actual name, address, and phone number are on the page in regular text in addition to adding the schema. But one of the goals here is this: if you fill out, and you could even go a little bit further in this sheet, and you can have the schema added to your site pretty easily. Cool.
Mm-hmm.